The Lighthouse Group is a full-service agency of over 30 locations and 350 team members, providing innovative solutions in 5 diversified areas of insurance. Originating in Holland over 20 years ago, Lighthouse is proud to be a supporter of Tulip Time Festival and can be found online at lighthousegroup.net.
Back in downtown Holland, Nick Weaver, Greg Chandler, and we're just a few minutes away from the start of this 2018 Quality Car Wash Music Parade. We just had a flyover, Nick.
Twice, love it.
Yeah. They call themselves the Hooligans. They're T-34 pilots. These are fully aerobatic airplanes that date back, and they're back over again. This is a group that was formed in the late 1990s when Russ McDonald from Napanee, Indiana, met John Workman of Muskegon at an air show, and happened to be their first air show appearance in the T-34 for both of them. Formation flying and friendship grew from that list. Later, Tom Hibisky, Chuck Stauffer, and Rick Krepus from Battle Creek, Michigan joined the team along with Bill Klungel from Grand Haven and Russ Bortelsman and Orland Wickman from Napoleon, Ohio. This team has been flying together for 15 years. They appear in over 30 events annually, and they even...
31 now, Greg.
Yep, and they even work on NASCAR races and IndyCar races. So,
understanding.
Yeah, T-34s, there were only 348 A models built, 423 B models built, and 441 C models. They trained Navy pilots over at the Pensacola Naval Air Base down in Pensacola, Florida. So,
and they've got markings. They've got stripes on the bottom, and they used to alter those so that they could keep the enemy confused as to who they were and who they weren't.
Yeah, and also the planes are adorned with invasion stripes, black and white strips on the wing close to the fuselage. They were painted on the aircraft that participated in D-Day back in 1944. And I'm looking down the street here, Nick, and you got the motorcycles from the Holland Police Department. Their red and blue lights are on. We're just about ready to get this thing underway, Nick.
Our Grand Marshal today is going to be Miss Lorma Freestone. And Greg, you know her personally?
Yeah, Lorma is the retiring executive director of the Holland Area Arts Council.
Thank you so much.
And there is no greater champion for the arts in this community than Lorma Freestone. She has been at this for over 20 years. She's done a phenomenal job. The Arts Council right there on 8th Street, right at Columbia Avenue. And they have art activities. They sponsor music and dance programs, and that just a phenomenal part of our community. And like I said, I can think of no greater champion for the arts in Holland than what Lorma Freestone has been over the years.
And one of the things that Gary Stevens was talking about yesterday as our guest was that you can vote for, we had the Tulip Time poster. The other 19 applicants that were accepted, their art is displayed down there at the Art Council.
Yep.
And you can go and vote on that, and they'll select somebody and will receive an award from the people that are spectating down here. That'll be the Spectators Award.
Oh, the People's Choice Award.
That's what it's called. Thank you very much. Now, just a reminder for those of you that have been at Tulip Time for a number of years, and you know about the Petoskey Steel Band, they'll be coming through one of the first divisions. There are 7 here today. Then they're going to sneak back, and they're going to go back over on the corner of 8th and Columbia, and they will perform from 3:30 until 4 o'clock, no charge. They are phenomenal.
Oh, my God.
If you can get back there, you're going to have... they're going to play Margaritaville, and you'll hear them when they go by. We'll play their music, but if you can get back there, you get back there. It's a fantastic venue, and it's a very unique band, steel band, but they are fun to watch.
And they travel in something resembling one of those double Dutch buses, I think.
It's an open bus on the top,
And just a phenomenal group and a unique musical group that you don't see from any other high school band in the entire state of Michigan. Well, our police escort is just about to pass by our vantage point here along 8th Street at Central Avenue, and soon to be followed by the Veterans of Foreign Wars Color Guard, VW Post 2144 from downtown Holland.
And our first band is always what, Greg?
Why,
American Legion.
American Legion Band.
Always kicks off the music parade down. And to guard these police officers on motorcycles will be deployed after the parade to help dispense and get people out of here safely. We just thank them very much.
The VFW Foreign Wars Post 2144, you have VFW State Commander Matthew David, 2144 Commander Vern Blaukamp, and VFW Auxiliary State President Bonnie Prey. And you got the color guard, the gentleman in dark blue pants and royal blue shirts.
And thank you. They're getting a nice hand from the crowd down here, and we sure appreciate what they've done and what our service people around the world are continuing to do, giving us the freedom to do what we do here today. And those, whether you're a spectator or whether you're a participant, we sure appreciate it.
And you always get a really good response by the crowd here. I mean, whenever you have veterans come by, they always give a really good ovation. So it's great to hear that level of support.
Tulip Time 2018, the music parade brought to you by Lighthouse Title Group, by Compound Door, by Russ's Restaurants, Medici Neapolitan Pizza, Phil Nykamp 5-Star Real Estate, Washington Square Mini Mart, Glenda's Lakewood Flowers, Randy's Carpet Care, Metal Flow, Michelle Sales, Vanderveen Dutch Store, and Mapleview Animal Hospital. Greg, American Legion Band, what can you say about these guys? They performed during the summer down at the band shell down at Collins Park, and you can pick up some of their music down here. Greg, any other comments?
Well, this is their 98th year, and as you said, Nick, they'll be performing at Collins Park on Tuesday nights throughout the summer. They've gone to Normandy, France. They've gone to the Netherlands. They've gone to Pearl Harbor, and they are the longest marching or concert musical organization to be continually sponsored by an American Legion post in the United States. Let's give these guys a listen. A participant here in the parade is Specialist 5 James McLuhan. He is a Medal of Honor recipient. He served in the Vietnam War in 1969 and 70. He was a combat medic, and his valor earned him the Congressional Medal of Honor. He has been a teacher and coach in the South Haven Public Schools, just recently retired, but a very special recipient, Specialist 5 James McLuhan. We now have the Vietnam Veterans of America Chapter 73 traveling right behind James McLuhan. And
we will stand up and clap for him, Greg.
Absolutely. And now we have the Veterans of VVA Chapter 73 float with American flags. And behind them, the float is the Vietnam Memorial Traveling Wall, which is part of every a Vietnam Veterans Chapter 73 group. And coming up next year, this is special. This is from the Yankee Air Museum in Willow Run. These are the Rosie Riveters. Remember them from World War II?
Yes. They got some pictures up front down here. They're dressed like them too. Yes,
they are from of course, the Rosies. They helped build the aircraft, those B-24s that came off the plant at Willow Run back in World War II. They were a huge part of the support on the home front. In fact, there's a campaign called SaveTheBomberPlant.com that these ladies are involved with. A march to honor all women who worked as Rosie the Riveters on the home front in jobs that were traditionally held by men.
Yeah, they had to fill in because the guys were gone, and they did a mighty fine job.
There are two women here today that are in the car behind us. They were part of the original Rosie the Riveters. They're over 90 years old.
Yep, that one young lady out there is showing her muscles down here too.
Yeah, but you have obviously seen the poster. Yep. We can do it. The women making the muscle. So really a great story.
Look at she's showing right now, Greg. Showing off her pipes here a little bit down. That's cool. Saying thank you to the crowd, getting a nice hand. That's Rosie.
Coming up next, we have Quality Car Wash, which is our main sponsor for today's music parade. They have 4 locations in Holland, 1 in Muskegon. They also operate the Tommy's Express sites in Grand Rapids, Granville, and coming soon to Jenison. If you purchase car washes, fuel, snacks, beverages, Tim Hortons, you can automatically earn cash back for all of your purchases. Stop in at your local Quality Car Wash today.
We're hitting it.
And we got the flow with the little...
the Essenberg family from years back, and they're still involved in it, doing a wonderful job. Tommy's.
With the little brushes and the little toy cars on them.
My wife got a kick out of those cars. She said, I want one of those. I said, you're not old enough yet.
Now coming, we mentioned Lorma Freestone, who's the Grand Marshal of today's parade. She joined the staff of the Holland Area Arts Council in 2003 as exhibits coordinator. In 2006, she became the executive director. She is retiring effective next month, and we are celebrating her contributions. Her husband, Ken, right in front of her. Ken, a former Holland City Councilman.
And again, all these different people that are involved in Tulip Time, Greg, it's not just one group. It's just the whole community that gets in here.
Now we have the Tulip Time Festival Board and staff. Of course, for nearly 90 years, Tulip Time has been the signature event in Holland. It's been named one of America's best small-town festivals, and even the 2017-18 Tulip Festival year. You have to realize there are other communities around the country that also do Tulip Festivals.
Oh, yeah.
Pella, Iowa has a huge Tulip Festival. Columbus, Ohio does one. There's a huge one up in Ottawa, Canada, that they do one right about this time every year.
This is number 89 this year, Greg, and you're keeping track here of the time. And these things are absolutely beautiful, these Clydesdales.
The Express Clydesdale of Express Employment Professionals. They're wearing English leather show harnesses with silver and chrome trim. Each of the horses weigh 2,000 pounds each. One of the riding on there is Dr. Brian Davis, Superintendent of Holland Public Schools. And now we have the truck from Express that's carrying. That's the support system for the Express Clydesdale.
Well, either that or a little early for the truck parade back in September on Labor Day.
Yeah, not often you get an 18-wheeler down 8th Street,
no,
but that's the case.
This is number 1. Yep.
Right. Now coming up next here, we have some of the Dutch dancers who are such a big part of Tulip Time. I mean, is there no more iconic image?
No, it's
than other than the tulip itself than the Klompen dancers dressed in their traditional Dutch attire.
There's about 700 students that are involved in Dutch dance at the high school level. This year they began a program for middle school students. Last year they started a program for elementary. There's about 700 of these high school girls who start participating and learning how to do this in the month of January. It's about $200 to $300 just for the outfit plus all the practice. So thank you as they come out and they Dutch dance every night, 7 o'clock over at around Centennial Park and back here on 8th Street.
Yeah, now
there's
we have
the guys down here. Nice job. Thank you.
The City of Holland flow with the members of the City Council, Mayor Nancy DeBoer and company. This is Mayor DeBoer's second elected term in office. The 2 new members of the City Council, Scott Corbin and Raul Garcia. The City Council represents 6 wards and 2 at-large members. Now coming up next, our friends at Holland Christian High School with the Maroon Marching Band, under the direction of Scott Vandenberg.
And of course, these 3 bands, the Holland Christian Band, the West Ottawa Band, and the Holland High Band, take turns with the 3 parades during each year, leading off, and Holland Christian starts off the parade of bands here today. One of 20 bands that we'll hear today.
And Scott Vandenberg is a pretty busy guy. He directs the Holland Christian Band, but he's also the director of the American Legion Band.
Well,
so
again,
Scott's a busy dude.
These people that are involved in Tulip Time have fingers all over the place. And that's what makes Holland Holland, and we really appreciate that. We'll pick up some of the music of the Holland Christian Marching Band. Mary Vanderlinde, who for years did double duty also at Holland Christian and with the American Legion Band, would have been proud today of his kids marching here today.
Whoa! Now the Maroon Marching Band busting some dance moves for us.
Busting it out.
Now coming up next right here, from East Lansing, it's Sparty, yep, the mascot of Michigan State University, riding in the back of a Oldsmobile. Yes, Sparty flexing his muscles for us. And Nick, come on, Nick. I know, you're an amazing blue guy. By the way, MSU beat Michigan in the Big Ten softball tournament yesterday.
Now, who's the dog down here?
That's Zeke the Wonder Dog, who has been a staple of MSU football and basketball games for many years. He's performed at the Rose Parade. He's performed at NFL halftime shows with the Lions, Bears, Steelers, Panthers. His first appearance was at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena in 1977.
Well, he also appeared at West Ottawa because I was athletic director. We had him come out and he did a show out there for us years back.
Well, you asked for it. Here's the Petoskey High School Steel Drum Band. And we're going to shut up and let them dance. The Petoskey Steel Drum Band for Petoskey High School.
They actually have steel drums and 55-gallon drums.
Absolutely. Coming down now is Fred Upton, longtime congressman who's represented the Holland area.
30 years.
30 years. It's hard to believe he's been in Congress that long, and running for Congress again.
Yep.
Now we have Miss Wheelchair Michigan 2018. That is Becky Wheeler from Nashville, Michigan. The 47th annual Miss Wheelchair National Competition is going to be held in Grand Rapids in 2019. The program celebrates amazing female leaders that use their title to advocate, educate, and empower for people with disabilities within the state of Michigan. Now coming is the International Relations Commission of the City of Holland. They've been an organization that's been around 25 years. Of course, Holland has had sister city relationships, most notably with Querétaro, Mexico, which has been in place since 1996. There's also a film series, and the IRC will be hosting an international festival in the fall of 2019. Coming up next, another one of our local bands, West Ottawa.
The West Ottawa Panthers, Mike Hammond, the director, will pick up some of the music from the West Ottawa High School Marching Band. Now, Mike's on our side today. The first two parades, he was on the other side, so I get to say hi to him today.
Nick Weaver, and we're gonna take a break. We're gonna send it back to the studio for a traffic and weather update with Caitlin Murray, and we'll be back with more from the Medici Neapolitan Pizza Broadcast Vantage Point here in downtown Holland. This is the 2018 Tulip Time Festival Quality Car Wash Music Parade on 1450 WHTC.
This Tulip Time Festival forecast from WHTC.com calls for cloudy skies for the rest of today with a high of 62. Showers later tonight, a low of 49. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, high of 68. And then as we start the week out on Monday, partly cloudy skies, high of 71. Currently, it is 54 degrees in Zeeland and 53 in Holland. You could follow the 2018 Tulip Time Festival on 1450 WHTC and the new 99.7 FM. And for our traffic update, it's still touch and go, just around downtown as the parade is still going on, but it looks like 16th Street is clearing up quite a bit if you're trying to get towards or away from downtown. If you want to go towards the north of the bridge, I would probably take Lakewood Boulevard, either east or west, to get away from the action. Or if you are wanting to check out the last hour or so of the parade, I would take those routes as well. River Avenue is pretty slow right now, and then there is a portion that is closed for the parade as well. So we will be right back to Nick Weber and Greg Chandler, who is currently at the parade calling all the action. But right now, let's take a few messages before we go back to them.
Tulip Time Festival coverage on 1450 WHTC and the new 99.7 FM is presented in part by Randy's Carpet Care.
Opioid addiction can affect anyone, any neighborhood, any day.
It happened to me.
I'm recovering.
I lost my son.
1 in 4 patients on long-term painkiller therapy struggles with addiction. But together, we can stop the cycle and end this deadly epidemic. Learn more at michigan.gov/stopoverdoses. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
Hear that? That's the sound of Michigan's pristine waters, forests, and wildlife. Natural resources that have helped shape our outdoor heritage. Carefully managed so that moments like these,
Mom, look, a deer,
continue to be here for generations. Learn how dedicated people manage Michigan's outdoors together at hereformioutdoors.org.
Sponsored by the Michigan Association of Broadcasters and Michigan Wildlife Council.
Wherever you go, you can take 1450 WHTC and the new 99.7 FM with you. Just listen live on WHTC.com. Our WHTC app is available at the Google Play Store or on iTunes or on your smartphone, computer, or tablet. Always on, except the Tigers, Red Wings, and Lions. Here, 1450 WHTC and the new 99.7 FM anytime. Online. Streaming on WHTC.com is presented by Auto Body Experts.
Tulip Time Festival coverage on 1450 WHTC and the new 99.7 FM is presented in part by Russ's Restaurants, family restaurants serving homemade goodness.
With Nick Weber, this is Greg Chandler here in downtown Holland for the 2018 Tulip Time Festival Quality Car Wash Music Parade. Congressman Bill Huizenga passing by our vantage point. We just had the Holland High Marching Band just pass by us moments ago. Yep, doing another fantastic job under first-year director Bethany Van Oss.
Yep,
and
former student there at Holland.
Yep, amazing. So she was a student under Charles Bullard, and now she is leading the band. And now we have the Bavarian Princess at Court from the Bavarian Festival in beautiful Frankenmuth, Michigan.
We will have a number of these types of floats where they're promoting their activities that are taking place later on in the year. We just so much appreciate them coming on down.
Yeah, Jenna Mosner is the Bavarian Princess. The court members, Ann Curtis and Audrey Bliegen, represent Frankenmuth and their proud German heritage, and they are wearing their traditional German garb. That the Bavarian Festival coming up the second full weekend of June in Frankenmuth, and stop by Zender's along the way and get some of that famous fried chicken.
Nice, and don't forget we have coming up Memorial Day Parade on Monday, May 28th. We have the Vintage Car Show on Friday, June 1, and the Hatter Days party will be Saturday, June 9. Those are some of the activities coming up here in the future.
And speaking of vintage cars, we have the Vintage Car Club. Nicely played, Nick Weaver. We have the Vintage Car Club that's been around since 1973. Our motto, any year, any model, any condition. They meet at the Collin Park Fire Station in Holland the 4th Tuesday of every month. And I love these classic cars. We got a
1957 Chevy.
Yeah. What amazing, a beautiful shade of blue.
This is a Studebaker here next. Now these are around when I was a kid yet.
Did you really have a hot rod when you were?
No, my first car was a 1957 Chevy.
Oh, nice. I had nothing like that.
Now this is 1941, so that's a little bit before me.
A Skyway Land Cruiser, and that's in kind of an olive green color. And now we have a Chevy Corvette, and this is more the more modern model. I don't know what year this is, but it is.
It's got to be relatively new.
Bright yellow. Safety yellow, I guess they call it.
Bumblebee yellow with the black. This looks like about a 1940 Chevy.
Yep, and then that one's in a bright shade of navy blue.
And don't forget that that car show that we have here in Holland is on June 1. I believe that's a Friday evening. And that's a great, I think 3 years it's been going. It's about the 4th.
Yeah, that section there on 8th Street between, right over by Hope College's administrative building there.
Yeah, right across from the Marriott.
Right, and that place is going to be filled up with classic cars. And if you're a car aficionado, you got to get down here and see
Well, back in the day, we used to drive up and down 8th Street when it was a two-way. So for some of us that did that, you come back and see some of the cars that we had back in that day. It's a fun thing to do. And it's free.
Free is good.
Free is good in Holland, it is. Nice, thank you. Nice Corvette. You got the Corvette.
And now we got a Model T. A